Hey guys, what's up? It's Kenny Roy here with the AnimGym webcast for the month of June. It's July, yes, June. June. We are going to go through the AnimGym entries for the month of June, and it was, did you feel that? Did you feel that? That was the topic for the AnimGym for that month. Now remember, what is the AnimGym? I always have to remind you guys what it is so that we can get more people involved when they watch the webcast back again here on KennyRoy.com or on YouTube. AnimGym is a monthly animation exercise. It's similar to the 11-second club, except that it is only 48 to 72 frames long. Okay, so 11 seconds is pretty long frickin' shot, to be quite honest. This is more chewable, doable tests that will get you much better. We'll get you into workflow. We'll get you learning fast and iterating quickly on your animation work. So that's what the AnimGym is. So once you come on over to KennyRoy.com and participate, look at the links on this page. If you're watching on YouTube, look at the links on this page and join us. Love to see you come around. Anyway, let's jump right in. We got 4 entries. Now remember, if you don't get an email from me that I received your entry, I didn't receive your entry. Okay? So hopefully I'm not going to get any emails after this video goes live and people saying like, oh, you didn't watch mine! No! Because I get those sometimes. Anyway, make sure you get that confirmation email from me and we'll be all right. Okay, so let's just, this is my first time seeing all these. Remember, I like to have a first impression. Here we go. Very interesting. This animator has been participating in the past couple AnimGyms, and I'm seeing a marked improvement. This is actually a lot more than I would have expected to see from this animator. Honestly, you know, just being upfront about it, and it's actually really nice. It's surprising to see, you know, such a physical work. It's really great. This should be an example to everybody as far as, I mean, this is only the first one I've seen, but as far as how physical you can go with your performance choices on this. I did a couple little sort of like examples of what did you feel that could be, and mine were way more low key than this. So I'm excited that this animator chose something so large and physical for this. I like I really like how he takes his weight down here, in the high 50s, like 56, 57. It's a little bit of an issue of this knee kind of dropping down so quickly. You might want to just try to find a way to range, and by range I mean like determine how far away the hips have to be from the feet in order for the knees to be a little bit calmer. But as far as not going too far past like how to range this, I mean there's not much that I can point out body mechanics wise that's happening wrong with this little sort of like crumple that he does. It's very cool. I don't think I've ever seen actually sort of this exact physical choice for somebody kind of like going from standing to on the ground. Performance-wise, it's not exactly clear what he has seen or heard, and it's fine that you chose something that is slightly ambiguous, but I would like to know if he's falling down because he's so shocked at what he sees, or if he's actually been kind of knocked over by something that he's felt. The topic of the AnimGym was did you feel that? So maybe just something to indicate whether he's fallen over because of what he saw. I'm going to guess that's what it is, that he's just seen it, and as he's stepping backwards, he really just can't handle it. But now that I think about it, actually looking a little bit closer, this little twinned up and down, and then the shuffle of both feet, I think that this foreground foot needs to be planted just 1 or 2 frames longer. just 1 or 2 frames longer. Let this moving foot, this screen left foot, catch up to this one a little bit more, and then replace it a little bit. In fact, it could keep on sliding, and maybe that's where you'll find like a little bit of a better range, because you see how quickly it falls down right there. It shoots down. I think that might be where you can solve 2 problems. You can untwin those 2 feet that are shuffling over like that. Yeah. And also have a little bit better control over the range there. It's very strong, though. You should be happy and proud of this, and I think you're doing well. So keep on with these really big physical choices. Man, great job. Okay, so that was Duquang Dong, or Duquang Dang. I don't know how to say that last name. Kitwana Julius, another stalwart member of the AnimGym. I can depend on this animator. Here we go. First impressions. Okay. Same thing I would say is I'm not sure if I explained this in the description of the topic itself or the video that I did, but it should be the main thing that most of these shots are put on earth to teach you. I say that every single month. I say, try to find the thing that this shot is put on earth to teach you as fast as possible, and then hammer on that. Hammer on it. Just like bang that one note over and over and over and over. Okay? That's the key here. And I feel like with this shot, for most animators, this shot was put on earth to teach you to very clearly display for the audience whether they felt something or smelled something or saw something or heard something. What sense, which one of the 5 senses was triggered this response, and then if they're checking to see if anybody else felt that clear delineation between the moment when they felt it and then if they're self-conscious about anyone else feeling that, if they're curious or angry or whatever their emotion is about having felt that and feeling singled out. Okay. With this one, I would say that the sense that has been stimulated is totally unclear to me. He could have been like poked in the stomach. He could have seen something far away. It could have been a loud sound, or it could have been the ground like shaking and popping him up. I'm absolutely totally in the dark as to what stimulated him, and so that's very important to know that your audience is in the dark here. All right, so don't leave us in the dark. Keep us well informed. Give us everything we need to make our to walk our own path along the performance choices that you make here. Okay. Overall, though, well animated. It looks like things are like, there's nice weight there. I love the little pop up and then the foot replacement. Just a little bit of left-right action. You know how he moves just very slightly from screen left to screen right, and the screen left foot and the screen right foot is just a little bit of a pop up, and then like a replace down like that. Just a little bit of foot replacement. Very good. The feet are a little bit glued to the ground after that moment. I would say for all the motion that's going on up there, I would imagine just a little bit, a few more micro slide slips in the feet. But at any rate, listen, again, still very strong, very, very well animated in terms of just like straight up body mechanics, but the performance choice needs some work. Check out the hands as well. After that moment, there's a lot of sort of like, he's kind of like swimming through these IK hands that are kind of, staying still in space. You've had a problem with that though in the past as well, though. Let's take that as something that technically we're going to really tackle and try to nail next time, Kitwana. Those IK hands kind of floating. Okay, I'm sure you see it, right? Now that I'm pointing it out. All right. Cool. So the performance choice, IK hands, a few technical things, and keep those feet sliding as well. But overall, again, strong. Very, very happy that you did that. I'm not sure whose this is. Let me see. Did you feel that? Let me see if I can just find that. Did you feel that? This is... did you feel that? Did you feel that? Okay, this is David Kiofi. I hope I'm saying that right. Here we go. First impressions. All right, so this is nice and subtle. I can appreciate the subtlety of this one. What I like just right off the bat, what I really like is a little bit of just kind of asymmetry and like a natural swerve to the posing. It's kind of it's a little bit you get a little bit for free with such a curvy character, like appealing shapes and silhouette. But this really has kind of like just a really nice rhythm in the pose, and that's great. So I'm liking the posing. Imagine though that you want the audience to grab onto and know for sure what has happened. Is it a loud sound, or is it like a blast of cold air came in from somewhere? Did you feel that? Right? Whatever it is. You have to kind of start there and go outwards. You kind of have to start there and move along, the body. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is the character is pushing the audience's understanding of what's gone on, and if you start with a straightening of the knees, it almost and a shrugging of the shoulders, it almost feels like it has to be something that's affecting his full body, like a blast of cold air from behind. This looks like somebody, he's in a nice warm toasty room and someone opened a door and like the snow blew in. And he's looking behind, like he's like, ooh, cold air, and he turns around to see what it was. It does not sound, or does not seem like a sound. It does not seem like a like he's heard something and he's looking for it. It feels like it definitely a full body reaction. All right. Pardon me. Sorry. Ooh, I apologize. A little lump in my throat. So if that was not your intention, if you didn't want it to feel like a full body reaction to a full body stimulus, then you need to isolate it. And we know that, you want to kind of, animate from big outwards. And so, don't do it, just with, this owl head, right? But if it is something that he heard, you can start that full body, that full body straightening with just a little bit of a quickness on the head on top of it. So just a tiny bit of a head movement as that full body starts moving would be my suggestion. But I can't make that performance choice for you. I'm not sure exactly what is going on here. I love the speed at which this leg lifts and places. It definitely telegraphs the weight that's going on here. A lot of people have a big problem turning a foot while it's on the ground. I really appreciate that. You could actually probably even start that turn in the high 30s, low 40s on the toe right there. In fact. because I kind of feel like as he's turning right here, that foot wouldn't stay still in the 40s. High 30s, low 40s, you could probably even start rotating there. It also you might want to place it just a tiny bit further back, because he does rock forward back onto, this looks like balance to me, but when he places it, it does seem like he's a little bit off balance and would fall over backwards. But that's all technically and body mechanics wise that I can really find wrong with this. There's not much wrong with this, that just the performance needs to be clear. Great job. All right, man. And then did you feel it? Lewis. This is Louis Settini. And let's see it. Okay, so what this has going for it right off the bat, it is undeniable that there is something catastrophic, major going on, and it's like it's on the level of an earthquake or a gigantic explosion or a massive, like you can imagine without even having to do it here, that there's like this massive flash and he's been blinded, and he's trying to find his bearings. So the size of this, the strength that this has is that it's undeniable. You took it to 11, and for sure, no audience member is ever going to mistake how big something happened. But it has the same problem, I would say, that the others do, or that some of the others do, which is we don't know for sure if it was a gigantic flash of light and he's blinded, if there's an earthquake going on, if there's a gigantic loud sound and everyone's running around him and he just doesn't know where to go. So just something that shows us which choice it is would be beneficial. I see a lot of different body parts moving sort of independently of each other. So for instance, see how he's moving over to the right here? There's going to have to be something that makes it so that his overall body does not continue moving over this way. Now, what that probably should be is as he's moving over, okay, also, you probably should start that move over to the right. Give me a frame counter too, my bro. Put it like, just like the normal Maya frame counter display, like everyone else did, so that I can point out what frame it is. I can give QuickTime's frame counter sucks, so I can give you kind of rough frames here. So in the high teens, like 16, 17, you probably should already be moving over to the right because he's pushing off this screen left foot. Instead of planting this, because then this looks like almost he's Spider-Man and his foot is planting, and somehow his body's being like sucked over to that foot, right? What's pushing him over? Nothing, right? Because this toe is on the ground for only one frame after this foot is planted. Now it's up, right? It's clearly not pushing him to the right, but yet he's still moving to the right. And then his body starts rotating backwards. Okay, so like especially in this section, there's things that are moving just far too separated from each other, far too much disconnection between the different body parts. I've talked at length in the AnimGyms in the past about how when you have a very connected body, the audience, it just like settles in very nicely. You don't want to have a wild action and not feel like it's connected to the body. The broader the action, the more it has to feel like the entire body is involved. Okay, and you certainly don't want to be able to try this, and this is not just you, this is everybody. Try this with your animation at a couple different points while you're working on it. Cover up the legs and just watch the torso. Okay, and then cover up the torso and just watch the legs, and see if they could be two different pieces of animation. If they could, then your body is slightly disconnected, or massively disconnected. Depends on how much there is. And when I do that, I can imagine an entirely different physical performance for the torso when I cover up the torso and I'm just looking at the legs, and for the legs when I cover them and I just look at the torso. I imagine actually a lot. You might want to do. You might want to just delay the foot movement, or sorry, the foot movement. You might want to just delay the foot movement by 4 or 5 frames, and just see if by doing that, as your body is moving off of the foot that's planted instead of towards the foot that just landed, that you get a little bit of nice connection back again. All right, because that's really actually the problem. In fact, that would be my my advice as to where to test this and what to do with this right off the bat. Grab your cog or your root or whatever upwards, and just I'm trying to think of how many frames we need, though. I don't know, like 4 or 5 frames. Push it forward like 4 or 5 frames so that it's happening sooner. So like right here, what will be happening is, instead of him leaning forward and then only when this foot is planted, he starts moving over to the right, he'll start moving over to the right, and then this foot will actually catch him. It'll catch him instead. So maybe 4 frames. Just try 4 frames and just see what your animation looks like from that point. If it looks any better, try 5 frames. If that looks worse, try 3 frames. If that still doesn't look as good as 4, go back to 4. The tempo workflow is all about experimentation. It's all about forgetting what you expect to see and just making the animation change, and then viewing and judging the result instead. Okay? That's what the tempo workflow is about. All right? I'm very excited to have you in the AnimGym. I hope you come back. All right? I want to see a lot more from you. Good job. Thank you. All right, guys. That'll do it this month. Thank you. Go to KennyRoy.com if you want to be in the AnimGym. Remember, every single KennyRoy.com member who participates in the AnimGym gets a critique. That was KennyRoy.com members. Everyone that participates gets a critique. Okay? All right, so sign up on KennyRoy.com. Even the free trial members, if you're on the free 30-day trial, doesn't matter. You still get a critique if you participate in the AnimGym. I want to encourage everybody to practice and do their best. All right? I'm Kenny Roy. This was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot. Good luck with your animation. As always, rock on.